The Sustainable Charcoal Project is a partnership project implemented by the Tanzania Forest Conservation Group, TFCG, and the Tanzania Community Forest Conservation Network, Mjumita, with funding from Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, SDC. This project seeks to address the problem of deforestation and forest degradation on village land caused by unsustainable charcoal production. Charcoal is the single most important source of affordable cooking energy in urban areas. It is estimated that about 90% of the population in Dar es Salaam are using charcoal as a source of energy for cooking, and about 28,000 charcoal bags are entering Dar es Salaam every day. Therefore, the demand for charcoal in Tanzania is very high. The project is advocating for policy and regulatory framework changes in the charcoal sector that will incentivize communities to sustainably manage their forests for charcoal production. To start, let's hear from the TFCG Executive Director, Mr. Charles Meshak, on what the project aims to achieve.
The Sustainable Charcoal Project is a partnership project between Tanzania Forest Conservation Group and Mjumita. And the whole aim actually is to address the whole issue of commercially the illegal harvesting of charcoal in this area, because for a long time charcoal has been harvested illegally. The project aims to address some of these challenges, and the most or the biggest challenge is the weak law enforcement. So the weak law enforcement has led into basically two things. One, it has actually led to most of the producers to cut trees illegally for charcoal production, and that has led actually into the whole business of unsustainable production of charcoal. So it's just a matter of time we will not have trees which will be available for charcoal. So the weak law enforcement is a key. But the second is that is more related to, there is no actually fund which goes back to the communities. So the whole thing, when people harvest these materials, they harvest them free, and the loyalty and the license, they are all issued at the district level. So there is nothing which goes to the communities which they could invest it into forest management. And in addition to that, the project is looking at to address the whole challenge, the impact or the negative impact related to climate change. So basically it's addressing the climate change adaptation and also climate change mitigation. This project actually is being piloted into 80 villages in Kilosa district.
As we heard from the TFCG Executive Director, forests on village land are disappearing due to unsustainable charcoal production and poor governance of the charcoal sector. TFCG and Mjumita realized that there is an opportunity for communities to benefit from sustainable charcoal production in the village forest reserve. The project is advocating for policy and regulatory framework changes that will incentivize communities for sustainable management of their forests. Here is the project manager, Charles Leonard, explaining about the proposed model.
There is a need to develop a police and a regulatory environment that will incentivize communities in managing their forests sustainably, whereby communities will be able to do the following. First, to collect and retain royalties from the charcoal which is going to be produced sustainably from their village forest reserves. Secondly, to issue necessary permits and licenses for the volume of charcoal which will not exceed the annual quota based on sustainable yield. Third, these licenses and the permits need to be recognized by Tanzania Forest Services agents, district authorities, and the government officials. The district authorities should delegate power to ward or division forest officers to issue transit pass for the charcoal which is going to leave the district. And fifth, that the revenue collected from charcoal which is being produced sustainably from the village forest reserve should be used to cover costs of natural resource management to the villages and also village development projects into those villages.
So basically this project is trying to introduce an innovative model which is looking at establishing participatory forest management and basically the community-based forest management, where within the village forest reserve the units are set, different units are set, and according to literature, it is that a Miombo woodland, in order for them to be sustainable, we have set up about 24 units per each area of harvesting. And this one, which one unit will be harvested yearly, and there are some estimates which have been made so that once they harvest one unit, they would come back again after 24 years. That is the optimal time when that unit area would have been grown, ready again for charcoal harvesting.
How is Mjumita functioning as a national network advocating for the proposed model? Here is the Mjumita Executive Director, Ms. Rahima Jaidi, responding to this question.
Mjumita as a national network is advocating for this proposed model in various aspects. One of the ways is through the Mjumita Annual Forum, which was held last year in Dodoma, where we held the audience of the district commissioner, the regional commissioner from Mpwapwa. So they were all there, and the communities presented this issue and the benefits of them engaging in this model. So I think that there's a lot of ways. The other way is through media, radio and TV programs, trying to educate the other communities and also the public at large on how communities, if they're given charge of managing the forest and benefiting from them, how they can also help out to protect this resource.
What are the key lessons learned from the proposed system that incentivize communities for sustainable management of their forests?
If the villages are given a capacity, they are given a mandate, they can really control illegal timber harvesting. That is one. But second, if we involve those people who they see charcoal as their main livelihood activity, we are likely to succeed rather than introducing other groups as the charcoal producers.
Key lessons learned is that we've seen communities taking part in forest management many years, but they get nothing in return. So in that way, they tend to turn against this resource. But if they benefit, they will be the very good custodians of this valuable resource for Tanzania.
Without formalizing charcoal sector, the country or Tanzania is losing more than 100 million shillings per year. So we needed to formalize the charcoal sector. By formalizing, I mean making sure that the licensing and the payment for royalties is done at the source, that is at the village level. I think this would help the communities to have money which they would invest it into the forest management for charcoal production. But second, the money also would be used for community development in the village. So we need to make sure that the revenue or the license or the taxes are paid right from the source.
I would like to urge the government and the decision makers to endorse this new system of supporting communities in sustainable forest management, whereby communities will be able to conduct sustainable harvesting of the forest products within their village forest reserves for the benefits of those communities, but not only to those communities, but also for the benefit of the country at large. So this system will incentivize communities to manage the forests which are on their village land, which without doing so, the forest will disappear at a very alarming rate. So this is the high time now to transform the whole sector, especially the charcoal sector in Tanzania.
Testimonies from Ihombwe village, which has started to implement this system, show that they have managed to collect a total amount of 65 million Tanzania shillings. Some of the collected amount was invested in forest management activities and development projects such as building a doctor's house, making desks for the school, repairing school buildings, and purchasing a motorbike to facilitate the Village Natural Resources Committee with patrols in the forests.